各位师父，还有各位法友诺日的，大家好，欢迎大家来到这个地方。这个地方，我们这个空间叫做无事生活。虽然不大，但是是台北一个非常现在算是非常热门、人气很强的一个艺文展演空间，叫无事生活。来参加我们总编云书房 YouTube 平台的录影访谈。那我们今天访谈的主题是邀请尊贵的賈敦仁波切来为我们介绍大司徒仁波切的4月新书，叫做《成佛之路好风景》。那英文的名字叫 Path to Travel， 意思是旅途的意思，成佛的旅途，修行的旅途，证悟的旅途。那我们很荣幸，今天邀请到从印度智慧林来到台湾的賈敦仁波切来为我们导读这本书。我们首先欢迎仁波切。我们今天现场除了台湾智慧林的僧众以外，也有来自台湾德嘎的住持尊玛谢让他也来到我们现场来参加我们的读书会。另外化育基金会化育道场的妙容法师以及觉阳法师也来现场来参加仁波切的读书会，都是欢迎大家的。好，那我们就来进行今天的访谈。在进行今天访谈之前，虽然大家都认识仁波切，但我还是简短的介绍一下仁波切。他是大司徒仁波切所认证的主骨，在印度智慧里是地位非常崇高的主骨仁波切。那我们今天真的非常荣幸邀请到仁波切所认证的大司徒仁波切所认证的仁波切来为我们导读这本新书。那相信能够帮我们做到最好的指引，让大家得到最好的吸收。好，那我想，因为我们之前题目已经先提交了，我想请问仁波切的第一个题目是，首先请仁波切讲故事，因为我们大家都喜欢听故事。仁波切啦，因为大家都爱听故事，所以能不能首先请您分享您成佛之路好风景的这本书的作者，就是您的根本上师大司徒仁波切的故事。不管是您直接见闻到的，或者是听来的都好，请仁波切先帮我们说故事。
Okay, so a very good afternoon to all the venerable sanghas and the brothers and sisters gathered here today. I would like to start off by paying my homage to the three jewels, the three roots. So first I would like to do that.
首先呢，仁波切跟大家说午安，然后呢，同时呢，向这个各位僧众跟来这次呢听法的这些法友呢，先道声好。然后首先呢，仁波切他会先念一些这个三根本的这个顶礼文。
balden zawe lama rinpoche dagi chiwar peme denshu la kadin chimpe go ne jesungde kusung toji ngudu zaldo so omen chuji yingji podang ne dosum sangje kunji ngoni rangsam chugu ngunsum donzebe zawe lami shabla chansa lo tamke doji shaji rezo rung jenji meto duji pongjom serje lumbo dabur jebi go shaji jabe shabla chansa lo 저 준지마게 군도가 조산지지 올라지 독지 진진 돌아지 진레지라 찬사로 하단라미 주변지 샵지 빼말라도 폼바군는 론즈마 로마욤라 찬사로. Okay, so I'm very happy to be here today. I'm meeting a lot of my old friends after a very long time, and I feel very happy to be connected after quite a number of years, and to those of you who we are meeting for the first time. So now I want to be very clear with one thing, and that is, yes, I am very fortunate to have this great, wonderful karma of having been born, with this fortunate karma of being like a shadow to a great enlightened master like His Holiness Changun Kenting Taisiduba, saying that I don't possess any great qualities, but being a shadow of such a great enlightened master, then I would like to share with you the experiences that I have come across in this fortunate lifetime. Regarding my experiences being next to him, so of course it goes back to knowing the wonderful great lamas who were during the 11th Taisiduba's time, who took care of me also, and I learned many things under their guidance. So hearing stories from them about the 11th Taisiduba, and then the young, during the young age of the present 12th Taisiduba, so I like to share some of that. So it is said that the 11th Taisiduba was, quite a, his character was very, majestic, so majestic that sometimes people got quite, not exactly afraid, but kind of, he had this great aura around him. So when he was, passing away, so the close disciples requested him to please remain, and then he told them, that it's time for me to leave. So, it is what it is. But don't worry, in my next life I will come as a great, compassionate, peace, very peaceful, gentle soul. So then the old lamas tell me, that right now the 12th Taisiduba, he's so gentle, no matter what, sometimes, this world, all kind of characters around, so sometimes a little bit, getting on the nerve, but he's always gentle, very gentle, very soft spoken, and never get upset, never get, worked up. So this way, it really shows. So sometimes, some of the, the people like us, from the new generation, so sometimes we want some discipline to be carried out. So we think of maybe we request him to, be a little more wrathful, and then the old lamas tell us, it's no use doing that, it is a waste of time, because the previous incarnation already, aspiration and motivation of such, compassionate, gentle, so it's not going to work, so jokingly they say, so it's true, he's very gentle, his nature, character, very gentle, he will take onto himself all the, all the problems, all the, headaches onto himself, and never, put that onto anybody else, so like that, his nature is such. And of course, being the manifestation of the great Lord Maitreya, Guru Padmasambhava, Marpa, all of that, a great enlightened being. So, he has great omniscience. And so, from a very young age, he displayed a lot of miraculous, activity. So one such activity I know, or I'm told by the old lamas, is that when he was young, he resided in a place called Ladakh, for quite a number of years. So when he was young there, And then, it is a very, where he stayed was like a nomad place. So one of the, people from that place came and said that according to the history, the family have a lot of belonging, wealth, but they cannot find the wealth, where it is. So if you could please help to, locate where this wealth is. Then that time he was very young. So then he told them, okay, so come back next day. And then in the evening he had, I guess clear visions. So the next day he told them, just nearby to a certain place quite close to where they were living, to dig the earth. And then underneath, the treasures were there, their belonging treasures were there. So, the other thing is, so this family told, that if they find those treasure, then they would offer half to the monastery and half, them, so they would divide like that. So then they searched whole day, for I think a day or two, and did not find anything. So then I'm told, at that time, now he's very old Lama, but at that time he's young, he's very young, strong Lama. So he was a little bit getting embarrassed, because of course Thai Siddhupa is his, the previous Thai Siddhupa, his guru, So right now Thai Siddhupa is his, guru's incarnation. So he wanted the best for him. So he told them to dig this place, but they dig whole day, not find anything. So he's little embarrassed, he's thinking if something happened, cannot find anything, it is quite embarrassing. So he started thinking like that, that why listen to a child, saying that, if cannot find, it's quite embarrassing. Then again they went back to His Holiness Thai Siddhupa and he said, no, just continue. You guys are just few meters or centimeter away from the main place. So turn towards that and keep digging. So then they continued digging, and after about half a day, they really found, the entire treasure was under the earth there. And they were so happy. So finally, of course, when they found the person, the family, I heard he offered not half, 10% or 5% or something like that he offered to the monastery. So anyways, so like that. And then another incidents, which is more personal to myself. So I was recognized as the incarnation of the 8th Chungpo Jaltun Rinpoche, who had very, close spiritual connection with the 11th Thai Siddhupa, who was his root guru, and also with the present, the 12th Thai Siddhupa. So this way, then, through all these connections, so I was recognized at the age of 3, and so I was in the monastery, for quite a number of years. And at the age of maybe around 7.5, I think, my father took me out of the monastery to send me to a normal school, and like all of you. And I think, His Holiness, as well as many other lamas, tried to discourage him from taking me out of the monastic life. But he was quite determined, because he believed that as a father, it was his responsibility to give his child education. And for him, education was the modern education, the modern Western education. And also he didn't believe that somebody should become a monk without his own individual choice. So like that, he had his own beliefs. So that is why he took me out of the monastery, and I went to a school, some part of university like all of you. Then as I was in the university, then of course, I had my calling, and then I found the meaning, in the spiritual path was a much more meaningful life for me. So I decided to go back to the monastery. So like that. And so when I went back to the monastery for quite a number of years, it was normal. Then one fine day, I received a mail. At that time is email, not so much the WhatsApp and all that, not there. So I received a mail from my father saying that I didn't want to share with you this mail because because of my own reasons. But now that you are established, fully chosen your own path, so I feel it is my responsibility to share with you this mail. And he sent me a letter written by the 12th Thai Siddhuba at the time when my father took me out of the monastic life. And in that letter, Thai Siddhuba mentions very clearly, that right now, since you are the father, so this is your decision to take your child out of the monastic life, send him to a normal school and all this. So I cannot stop because you are the father. But there will be a time, and he mentioned the time, that he himself will return back to the monastic life. And at that time, please don't oppose his decision, to support his decision and let him, choose his life. And because he will return at this and this time, so please continue to give him education, Tibetan education, which will be helpful for his life when he comes back to the monastic life. So like that, so he already predict the future, to my father. But of course, my father didn't pay attention to that letter, but he kept the letter. And when I came back after many years, then he showed me the letter and he said, that I think you should know this. So this is how a great master he is. And my father also then developed genuine, devotion, sincere respect to His Holiness. And now he himself also, practiced the spiritual path, my father. And he finds much more meaning in such a life, and he's happy that I've chosen this path. So like that, so that is something that's more personal to myself. So this way, so of course, being next to an enlightened master like him, I have many experiences, of such miraculous display. But I guess, because of time, so maybe, for now, I think this much.
Thank you, 仁波切。好好听，对不对？我们听了2个故事嘛，哈，一个故事是仁波切很小的时候就会找不见的东西，坚持挖下去就会找到。我想仁波切因此很擅长找到我们把自己的弄丢掉的自性本性。那第2个故事就是大师徒仁波切准确地预测了未来。当贾敦仁波切成年之后，他是会回到寺院的，连那个日期都预言到了，那果然也都发生了哈。那所以就满足我们听故事的好奇心。接着就要进入我们今天关于书的内容，就是我们的成佛之路好风景大师徒仁波切所写的 Path to Travel 的内容。第一个部分，仁波切一开始就讲了4法印。那我的问题是，为什么这本书一开始就讲4法印呢？仁波切为什么会在成佛之路好风景，就是成佛之旅的一开始就让大家要先认识4法印，它的重要性在哪里？那初学的人可能觉得有点严肃，有点困难，那所以我们一开始就很需要仁波切帮我们介绍跟引导。那据我们了解，这4点4法印除了是检验正法的试金石之外呢，我们可以怎么样用在生活里吗？
So the 4 seals, or the 4 great seals, they are like the foundation. When you build a house, then the foundation is very important. So this is like a foundation for one to truly develop a mind, that is capable of traveling the path to the final destination. And also, equipping the traveler with the necessary, equipments to overcome any obstacles on the path. So this way, then for example, the understanding of the impermanence. Very important in order for our mind to truly turn towards the Dharma, then understanding this nature of impermanence. Impermanence in another way is change. So everything is subject to change. The nature of everything is changing all the time. So that is impermanence. So it's very important. When we don't understand this, then lots of confusion arise. When we hold on to things as permanent, not changing, then everything becomes solid. We solidify everything, and in that, and then we, it is like being carried in the waves. So like that, So to really have a strong understanding, grasping of this very natural nature of everything as changing is very important. And this understanding is very important in everything. For example, I'm very happy that today here in the audience we have artists. I'm sure many of you, are very much in art and in anything in life. If we are, if we have a strong grasping onto things as solid, which is opposite of change, then we cannot grow. We cannot have a good art. In order to have a good art, you need to have this very understanding of, everything flowing. Natural flow has to be there. And natural flow is nothing but change. Every moment changing. Ideas, the feeling, emotion, everything is changing all the time. And when you accept that change and when you flow with that, then, lot of things manifest out of that. If you are not able to accept that, if you are not able to work with that, then become very stuck, nothing really come out. So like that, so everything in life is like this. So this way, when we understand this, when we recognize this, when we can connect with this, then the nature of things, which is beyond a compounded, limited, then can truly manifest. As long as everything is compounded, as long as we are stuck in that ignorance, then everything becomes suffering. As introduced in the book, I think, through the three aspects of suffering. The suffering of change, all pervasive suffering. So like that, so everything is the nature of suffering as long as we are stuck in this ignorance. And then when one truly realizes that, then that is the great peace, freedom from all these limitations. And that is not something that one acquires from somewhere outside there, something that is newly acquired, but rather it is with you from the beginningless time as your very essence. That is why, as an artist, when you truly, can manifest the art with these kind of flow, then anything is possible. All creations manifest because of this quality that we have, that limitless potential that all of us have in us. And so we can learn any language. We can, whatever, we can perform anything because we have that in us. That is our true essence. That is our true potential. If we don't have such limitless potential in us, then nothing would be possible. For example, because there is a base, one can realize that. If there is no base, one cannot realize. Normally, I like to give this example, that we wear shirt, right? So we have shirt, so a clean shirt. A shirt, we have a clean shirt. Mm-hmm. So because we have a clean shirt, then when we wear for a day or two, it becomes dirty. But that dirt is not the very essence of the shirt. That is not the nature of the shirt. It is just temporary stain on the shirt. So because it is not the nature of the shirt, we can wash the shirt and get back the clean shirt. If the shirt itself, its very nature is dirt, no matter how much you wash, you will not get a clean shirt. So same way, because we have this essence which is perfect from the beginningless time, which is ever present, we call this the Buddha nature, the Buddha within each and every one of us. So because of that potential, because of that quality, we all can become Buddha. We all can realize this quality, the limitless potential. Otherwise, no matter how much we study, no matter how much we practice, we would never attain enlightenment. So like that. So now, when we recognize all these, understand all this, then it really gives us the purpose, the purpose to practice the Dharma, because we know the potential that we have. So when we recognize the potential we have, when we recognize all these aspects, then it really makes this purpose, meaningful. Then we develop the motivation also to do the practice. So that is why it is like a foundation. Purpose is very important. Without purpose, nothing can be achieved. Anything you want to do in life, the purpose has to be clear. If you have a clear purpose of doing whatever you want to do, then you will achieve that. So like that. So this is very important because of that. It is like the foundation of all practice, the path to attaining the realization, which is the one's own, the limitless potential.
我们拥有佛性，然后呢，它就是我们藉由这个佛性呢，我们就有这种无限的潜能。
非常感谢仁波切深入浅出的为我们解释从四法印到佛性哦，尤其仁波切刚刚那个洗衣服的例子还很容易了解，对不对？我们的衣服穿上去2天脏了，但是因为那个脏不是它本来的，所以可以被清净。那所以就像佛性一样，有一些外来的染污没关系，我们把它弄干净就好了，就可以找回我们本来清净。深入浅出，谢谢仁波切。